Well, it's day one of the bus transformation into a mobile production vehicle. Behind me, I have the bus at my parents' house, which is kind of secluded. They've got 14 acres, and so it's a nice spot, shaded, to be able to work on it and get things ready. Today, we're going to be taking out the seats, beginning to get some measurements, to get some walls up and inside. So let's get that process started. Okay, progress is already being made. Look over my shoulder. Yep. Two of the seats come out. It's super simple. Actually, there's struts that run along the floor and the side wall. So you just unbolt them and the seats come right out. What we're looking at now is possibly reusing the single seats, putting it on a swivel pedestal, and those would actually be the desk chairs because they'd be safety belt compliant, and we'd be able to bolt those through the floor into the struts underneath the bus. The thing that we're looking at next is the heater unit. So let's take a look at that and see what we're thinking about doing. So this is one of 3 different heater units for the bus, and these units are the ones that sit underneath of your seat. So you can see this is where everything gets stuck down inside, and then when they turn them on for the first time, they stink really bad. So basically what we have going on is there's radiator hoses that go to them. And so we're looking for the branch connector to figure out if it's smarter to just cap them there, and then figure out the volume of coolant that needs to be drained, or if we keep them and we kind of create like a shroud over top. You know, we don't plan a lot of winter stuff, but it might be nice to have the extra heating capacity. The other thing is to think about is that they're pretty noisy. It's actually just in essence, like a coil. So the radiator fluid flows into it, no different than your radiator. And then just like for your car to keep things cool, it blows the hot air up through, and that's what heats the bus. So there's 2 of them. There's one in the back corner, and then there's one kind of in the front corner. And then, of course, we have the van's heater unit. So let's give you a closer look at that, and then you can see kind of what we're thinking. So here's the 2 lines as they come up through the floor. There's power, and then there's a thermostat control. So this unit kind of just sits in there, but there's a hole down underneath. So let's take a look underneath the bus, and we'll show you kind of what we have going on. All right, we're underneath the bus. There's the 2 lines. So you can see they run basically back over top of those frame rails, and then they go up to this hole, and they've got about, 9,000 pounds of goop on there to seal things up, rubberized coating. So we could cap them either right here at the frame rail, but that leaves it exposed. But what we're thinking is those lines go back up and through, and there's a chance we're going to be able to just cap it at the branch. So before we take out all the other seats, let's show you what this thing looks like in the front side of the bus, and then we're going to make a determination of what we're going to do. So here's the seat configuration, and underneath, there's the heater. So that cover pops off. You got your 2 radiator hoses and then the electrical one. Underneath of that unit, kind of by the handicap door, it's identical. It's all that goop and everything, but those lines run separately and independent. It leads us to believe that there's got to be a manifold somewhere underneath the bus connected to the coolant system. And if we could cap those manifolds, then we would alleviate a lot of problems down the line, maybe a radiator hose leaking, and now we have all these lines running along the frames that we would have to potentially repair before the bus would be operable. But if we cap it at the manifold, everything is good to go. So we're going to continue removing seats, and we'll get back to it. All right, we're about 5 hours into this. Take a look behind over my shoulder. Seats are out and dismantled. My dad is helping me out with this project. You'll get to meet him here in just a bit, but it is dirty. So we've been under the bus, unbolting bolts. We're going to leave 1 row of seats in. We'll show you that as we wrap up the progress for today. That'll be our kind of our transportation seat with the seat belts and everything. But some of the bolts are underneath of the air conditioning condenser, and so that row of seats will definitely stay in. But we'll show you in just a little bit. We found where the coolant goes to the heater units in the back of the bus. And so good news, we're going to be able to plug them quickly and pull out the heater unit so that we can put the subfloor in all the way around stuff. So that's a pretty cool thing, pretty cool update. So we're gonna take a quick break as we grab something to eat. It's like, I don't know, 93, 94 degrees outside, so crazy hot. But we'll show you underside of the bus where the manifold is, and we'll show you the heater units we're gonna pull out and the progress for the day. But day one is nearing complete, and we've almost got a clean slate to start working with. So here is where the radiator lines go back for the heater, and it's got just an inline valve to close them. So what we're going to do is plug them and close them, and we'll zip tie them shut. But in essence, we can take those lines down as they travel back and around and to the other side, and then all the way around to the back of the bus. All right, well, there it is. Got the tunes playing, but the bus is cleared out. So these heater units are now going to go. There's one there. There's one just in front of the wheel well up there. And that's the lone seat that we're going to leave in that pops up. We've pulled down these side panels on either side. We found a 12-volt wiring for that. And so now we're going to be able to re-put lights in that are individually switched. But we're also going to put track lighting in up in the upper part for the desk spaces. That'll all be 120. So throughout this entire build, we're going to put these progress videos up on YouTube underneath the smart live streamer, and that's where we'll be writing all of our vlog posts to. This is kind of in partnership not only between my company Allegheny Media, but also the smart live streamer, and then also the Streamcast network, where this vehicle will eventually travel to as needed. And like I said earlier in the videos, it was an extremely hot day. That air conditioner is on level 1 still, and it's probably close to like 68 degrees in here. So we're really thinking from the standpoint of cooling capacity, it might be smart to let the bus run and just let that thing cool the thing off. At first I was kind of concerned about fuel consumption and stuff like that, but all the other systems to redo this, it's still going to generate noise, but it's just going to be a huge cost as well. So if you have a comment about that, maybe an idea that you think we should do, or a conversion to take that kit from a compressor from the motor down to electrical, we're looking at maybe a mini split. But again, I think that it's smart. It's built into the bus. Why not just use the thing? But let us know in the comments. We'd love to know what you think. Let us know what you think we should do on the inside, and we'll keep you up to date with what's happening.